Leon Rocky Edwards and Khamzat Chimaev, lads. In the UFC's welterweight division is Pambli Pimplit Khamzat Chimaev, the rat lip himself, as Colby Covington calls it. Possibly, I'm not saying this is an official fight. You can see the title of the video is Future Prediction. I do think there's a chance we might see a Khamzat Chimaev versus Leon Rocky Edwards. Now, the only chance this may happen would be if Khamzat Chimaev beats Nate Diaz. Kamaru Usman just takes so long to recover from the knockout loss at UFC 278 that they just schedule Khamzat Leon Edwards, and then Usman comes back to fight Khamzat Chimaev. Now, very unlikely to happen, but that could happen. Also, what could happen is maybe Khamzat beats Nate Diaz, then Kamaru Usman beats Leon Edwards, Khamzat Chimaev goes and beats Usman for the belt or something, Colby fights Leon, Leon beats Colby, and Leon fights Khamzat. There's so many possibilities for this fight to eventually happen, but we're just saying, if that possibility does happen, that Khamzat Chimaev Leon Edwards is a fight, this would be the prediction. Now, betting odds for the fight, that's the first thing I really would like to go over, is going to be the betting odds for the fight. Because people, I mean, even back then when the fight was originally announced for the main event of this fight card on March 13th of 2021, Khamzat Chimaev was a slight favorite at 51%. So he wasn't a guy out there that was like minus 300, minus 500, or anything like that. And as of right now, if the fight were to happen today, the betting odds would have Khamzat Chimaev at minus 275. Let me have that sink in for you a little bit there. Khamzat Chimaev is at minus 275 on a potential future fight with Leon Edwards. Kamaru Usman is at minus 325. So they're pretty similar on the betting odds right there. Not to mention that if you look at Khamzat Chimaev's betting odds, he was once at minus 300. So Khamzat Chimaev is almost on the same level of confidence to the bookies as Kamaru Usman is to beat Leon Edwards in the first fight, as well as in the rematch. Now, for the fight, I think it's pretty obvious. I do think that Khamzat Chimaev would go out there and get the submission. I'm calling rear naked choke submission round 2 or round 3. Now, let me tell you the reasons why. Because you might be thinking, no. Leon, I mean, he looked good against Usman. He got the head kick KO. He was able to get the back of Usman in round 1. You might be forgetting round 2, round 3, and round 4, where Leon Edwards got taken down a countless amount of times in those 3 rounds. When he was getting up from the takedowns, he was giving his back to Kamaru Usman to get up from the takedowns, and Khamzat Chimaev is a lot bigger than Kamaru Usman. He's a lot stronger than Kamaru Usman, a little bit more powerful when it comes to the ground and pound of Kamaru Usman, better submission skills than Kamaru Usman. I think it's a horrible matchup for Leon Edwards. I think Khamzat Chimaev is a worse fight for Leon Edwards right now than Kamaru Usman, than Colby Covington, than any of those guys, for the one reason that Leon Edwards gives his back when he's going up for a takedown. I guarantee, look up, and I don't know if it's public and available for you guys to watch, but if you did buy the pay-per-view, or if you didn't, just go search up round 2, round 3, round 4 for the Leon Edwards Kamaru Usman second fights. And Leon, every time he got taken down, give his back, he would kind of grab the hands right here, get to the cage, and then circle back at the underhooks, and then get out, back to the striking range. That's not going to work with Khamzat Chimaev. I'm going to tell you that right now. There is no chance in a heck that Leon Rocky Edwards is going out there and giving his back to Khamzat Chimaev, a guy that we've seen go out there countless times and get the back of his opponents and either just ground and pound the heck out of them, get that front headlock position and darce them, just knock them out before that, or just get the back like he did with Jing Liang Li. I'm calling, if this fight ever happens, whatever finish Khamzat Chimaev wants. If Khamzat wants an arm triangle, he'll get the arm triangle. If he wants the rear naked, he'll get the rear naked. If he wants the ground and pound TKO, he'll threaten with the submission. He'll flatten out Leon Rocky Edwards. Shot to the side of the head. It's going to be a TKO. A little bit late because Herb Dean will be reffing the fight. but you get my drift. So I think this is a pretty self-explanatory fight. Khamzat Chimaev, in my opinion, is the worst matchup out of every single UFC fighter in that welterweight division. There's no guy I'm more confident than fighting against Leon Edwards than that man right there. Now, Shavkat Rakhmonov is another guy I think would give crazy, crazy trouble to Leon Edwards if they were to ever fight. Because, I mean, Shavkat can definitely keep the striking very, very even. He's got similar kicking abilities and striking. Plus, he's bigger. Plus, he's stronger. Plus, he's better on the ground. That's for another day. I mean, I think Shavkat and Khamzat Chimaev could easily be champion. If they were given the title shot right now, August 27, 2022, they would be UFC champion. I'm gonna tell it. I'm gonna tell it like it is. They would be UFC champions if they fought against Leon Edwards, because Leon's grappling is decent. He was able to get the back on Kamaru Usman. But Kamaru Usman is not a grappler. He is a wrestler with good boxing. Khamzat Chimaev is a wrestler with good jiu-jitsu and solid striking, good boxing, and things like that. I mean, Leon, as soon as the fight hits the mat, he's not getting up. He's going to tire out like he did in the second Usman fight. He's going to keep on trying to get up for takedowns, and Khamzat is either going to search for that rear naked and get it, look for the ground and pound and get it, and get the finish early on in the fight, or we're going to see Leon just tough it out for as long as possible and somehow survive, just hold that guard position with Khamzat Chimaev, eat the ground and pound, and just do anything to survive, eating a few 10-8 rounds from Khamzat Chimaev and losing a 50-42 unanimous decision. I mean, I don't think Leon has much of a chance here. I mean, Khamzat Chimaev's chin hasn't really been tested the most out of any guy in this UFC's welterweight division. Gilbert Burns was able to land some big shots on him, but I mean, Gilbert Burns is also a jiu-jitsu wrestler type of guy. He doesn't really have that power to really, go out there and say, wow, Khamzat Chimaev's chin is absolutely amazing. So you never know. Maybe Leon Edwards does literally the exact same thing that he did with the Kamaru Usman. Maybe he lands a flying knee. Maybe he shows Jorge Masvidal that he's the new Jorge Masvidal. Freaking flying knees, Khamzat Chimaev round 2, going for a double leg takedown. You never know. It's MMA. It's absolutely insane. Every single fight is. But what do y'all think about the betting odds? A minus 275 for Khamzat Chimaev over Leon Edwards. That's right now. The betting odds, very, very long time ago for their first ever fight, I believe it was pretty close. I believe it was like pretty 50-50, minus 110, minus 110, as were the Tapology prediction. But what do y'all think about the fight? Personally, I think Khamzat Chimaev absolutely dominates. But what do y'all think? Put your prediction down below. Put how you think that person is going to win the fight. And if you want to see my bets for this fight, if it does eventually happen, and for every UFC, Bellator, PFL, and literally any MMA fight, go down to the top link in the description and click the all my bets. It's literally not that much money. It's like $2.99, $9.99 if you want even more of my bets. Check the link down in the description. But this is a good fight. Khamzat Chimaev should win with ease. But that's what we said about Usman and Leon. Rocky Edwards surprised us all, so you never know. Leon could come through with an upset, but I think it's pretty obvious. Khamzat bores Chimaev. I'm gonna go ground and pound TK. Nah, I'm gonna go rear naked. It's so he just keeps giving us back. I'm gonna go rear naked in round number 2.